From the beginning. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
On page 9, we'll find the words I want to offer together. If you've hit page 10, you've gone too far. Page 9. At the bottom, let's pray together. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Let's continue by inviting up Valerie and your mother-in-law. Is it Julie? Right? Yes, I did it right. Let's page 3. Let's all turn to page 3. There you go.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של השבת.
Our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with its vote, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you very, very much. We're going to continue with what's called Kabbalat Shabbat. It is the music of welcoming us into Shabbat as we, for those that may have had a dramatic day like me because you watched the World Cup today and not just one overtime, but 2 overtimes with the penalty kicks. It's an exhausting day, and we need a Shabbat to calm down and just relax after those 2 heartbreaking games, exhilarating they were. Shiru Ladonai, page 13.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 la, lie, la, 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 lie, ya lie, la, lie, lie, ya lie, la, lie, lie, ya lie, la, lie, lie, ya la, lie, ya la, lie, ya lie, la, lie, lie, ya la, lie, ya la, lie, ya lie, la, lie, lie, la, 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 lie, lie, ya lie, 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 ya lie, 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 la, lie, ya lie, 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 ya lie, 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 lie. שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נוראו על כל אלוהים. איי 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 לי 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 לי
We're going to continue with our Kabbalat Shabbat with the words Shalom Aleichem on page 24, and then we'll go right into Lachadodi on page 20. So 24, and then the cantor's going to take us in Lachadodi. Page 24 first, then page 20. I know it's out of order, but that's kind of how we work. That's our thing, out of order. Page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Hoy Hoy Ay Mi Melech, Malachei Amalachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. אוי 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 מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. We turn back to page 20 for Lechadodi, the welcoming of the Shabbat bride. We're going to sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and rising at the very last verse. Lechadodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה ומחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לכת אותי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Rise, face the entrance.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, דודי, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
So we stood and so we faced the entrance, and that seemed weird perhaps for some. Why? Because we welcome Shabbat into the room. So take a brief moment, find someone around you, across the aisle, behind you, in front of you, reach out, introduce yourself. It can't be the person you came with. Take a moment.
Luckily, we will have Oneg after. We will continue now with the Baruch Hu. Please face the ark. We are continuing with the Baruch Hu.
All right, exchange phone numbers, get their Instagram, talk later. This is what happened. You let them talk and then poof, can't get them back.
I will lead them with music. Sing after me. Lai la lai 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 la lai lai.
Page 28.
Lai la lai 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 lai.
Page 28.
Lai la lai 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 la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai.
All right, page 28, we're going to bow for the Baruch Hu.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך. It's your turn. ברוך אדוני המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד.
With Shema on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated, except for Caden. Come on down and help me up here with our Ve'ahavta. Oh, he's taking his jacket off. This is serious. Holy moly's. Page 36. There you go, brother. Well, you'll start. How about this? You start, and we'll all join in. Yeah.
אהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohim Emet. You was awesome. Maybe we'll see you later, huh? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. All right, let's continue with Micha Mocha on page 40.
Lai 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 la lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai la lai la lai 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 la la lai lai la 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 lai la 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 lai. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף פלא, נורא תהילות אוסף פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקר ים, לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. לי 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 La 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 la.
If it's okay with you, we'll continue with the Shamru on page 44. Are we doing the fun one? Yeah, I love the fun one. The Shamru, this is the one that you all get to participate in, every single one of you, even if it's your first time. And if you don't know, now you know.
It's a big ve, okay? Ve. Okay. We're gonna try it again. We could do better. Okay. Ve. Shamru bnei Israel et Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי היא לעולם, ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם.
We have the coolest regulars in synagogue. That's awesome. Thank you for that. Let's continue. Page 46, our tefillah, which means please rise.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה, רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Before you sit down, let's take a moment and pause from the prayers in our book and turn to the prayers of our hearts. Take a moment for silent personal prayer of thanksgiving. A moment that if you haven't had a chance yet to slow down and just take a deep personal breath and a moment to yourself. When you're done, you may be seated.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני, אדוני, צורי, צורי, אדוני, צורי וגואלי, אדוני, אדוני, צורי, אדוני, צורי וגואלי. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth, and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you, oh my rock, my rock, and my Redeemer.
Beautiful. Let's continue with our Torah service on page 244, where we're going to rise as we open the ark and take the Torah out, and Ethan's going to help me. So, let's go. Please rise.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך, מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. אב הרחמים, היטיבה ברצונך את ציון. תבנה חומות ירושלים, תבנה חומות ירושלים. כי בך לבד בטחנו, מלך אל רם ונישא, אדון עולמים. כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד, אחד אלוהינו גדול אדוננו קדוש שמו. גדלו לאדוני איתי ונרוממה שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד. ככל בשמיים ובארץ, ככל בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני הממלכה והמתנשא לכל ראש. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. אלך עמדה ליבי חוסנה ואל נא תתעלם. אלך עמדה ליבי חוסנה ואל נא תתעלם. אלך עמדה ליבי חוסנה ואל נא תתעלם. אלך עמדה לי חוסנה ואל נא תתעלם. אלך עמדה ליבי חוסנה ואל נא תתעלם.
Be seated. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ethan. That's how you know we're officially past COVID. We haven't done that in 3 years. Walked around the room with the Torah. That's fun. And we're not. I mean, that's the irony, right? So, it's a true story. This is a true story. This is what happened. Let me tell you what happened. It's a true story. So, I know not everyone's in the World Cup, but it only happens once every 4 years. And this morning, there were 2 games. And both games went into overtime. And then both games went into penalty kicks. And so what was supposed to be a 90-minute game turned into 2 hours and 15 minutes each, and ate into the time that I had blocked to prepare to read from the Torah tonight. So I didn't get a chance because the World Cup only happens every 4 years. And I'm like, I'm only committed already 90 minutes. I can't turn it off now. That's crazy, right? So I didn't get a chance to prepare to read tonight. So I'm just wondering, could anybody just jump up here and read from the Torah to help me, bail me out of this moment? Any moment you want to raise your hand? Can you do it? Oh my God. Woo! I'm so fortunate that you were able to do that. And I was thinking it would be fun if when you were to come up, but we also invite up the Kays and the Woodnicks as well, who are going to do a blessing for the Torah. This is your aliyah, your honor of being called to the Torah tonight for all of us. Wonderful family friends. You know them, right? Yeah. Okay, so you vouch for them? You can vouch for them? I think. Okay, cool. All right, so you're off camera, so come on down. We'll zoom in. We're not going to bite. Come right here. Wherever you want to, you want a page? 250? 250? 250? What page is it on? Anybody know? 250. Try 250 and see if... Yay! Oh, wait, hold on. I got a cool mic that'll pick up all of you now. I got to get you a mic.
Baruchu et Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
If you will pass the mic for our young man here. Turn around. Tell everybody your name. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Caden.
Okay, all right. Nice to meet you. What brings you out tonight?
I fell through a wormhole and I ended up here.
Wow. Welcome.
Thank you.
You come in peace?
Maybe.
Great.
We'll see.
Well, I'm just so lucky that you're here. I don't know what you prepared to do, but if I were you, I would start right there.
Go whenever.
Not yet. Now.
Vayakam balayla. Oh, where am I?
It's right there. Stay right there.
I lost it.
It's okay.
Vayakam balayla. Vayika et shete nashav ve'et shete shifota ve'et achad asar yiladav vayavor et ma'avar yabok vayikachem vayavirem et chanachal vayaver et asher lo vivater Yaakov lebadav vayavek ish imo ad alo tashachar.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Well, Caden, that was amazing. But man, we're out of time. I wish I could hear more about it because this is a very compelling story and I want to hear more about it. But listen, it's late. Maybe we could do this tomorrow. Can we pick this up tomorrow? Sure. Yeah, it works for you. Want to check your schedule? Yeah, I got to check your schedule. Okay, good. So 10:30 works for me. How's that for you?
Maybe.
All right, good. See what the wormhole does for you, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll finish this up. Mazel tov to Caden, becoming bar mitzvah. Yay! Kays and the Woodnicks for leading us so beautifully. But wait, there's more. When we celebrate on a Shabbat before a couple gets married, we like to give a blessing to that couple. That is what we call an ufruf. I'm not kidding. That's what it's called. It's called an ufruf. It's the word is derived from the German, meaning to call up. And originally it was the calling up of the bride and groom for they would actually read the blessing before and after the Torah on that Shabbat. And the custom was ascribed to King Solomon, who it is told had his attendants perform kindnesses for the groom on the Sabbath preceding the wedding day. So this evening we're going to give an ufruf to a beautiful couple on the opportunity for public recognition of their forthcoming marriage. So please, Jason and Carissa, come on down. You're getting married. And we want to do it with the Torah out so you can, be close to Torah and want to be close with our community. We can celebrate you. And before I give you this blessing, come stand right here in front of Torah. Very nice, beautiful. We can face them. It's all right. I want to just comment briefly about the wedding ceremony that we're going to do on Sunday that I will lead for you and how rich it is in symbolism. The rings that we're going to use are like two circles in that they're drawn with an overlapping area. Your marriage, too, begins on a common ground, and what affects one of you will affect the other. The wine that we're going to use from the cup The same cup is a symbol of sharing, because you too, beginning Sunday, will share in the joys and sorrows of life. The glass breaking, the origin, comes from the magical custom of making noise to scare away evil spirits. And for us, that sound of the breaking of the glass at the end of our ceremony will be the signal for us to return to the merrymaking mood after pausing to recognize the reality that even among the joy of the wedding, your wedding, we recognize the difficulty and the challenges which are inevitable in life. Which leads me, I believe, to the next point, the next moment, which will be the joyous laughter and excitement that we'll hear for the two of you, that I hope will symbolize all of the wonderful things that will come in the time after. So here, I think it's beautiful to see that everyone can also see it themselves, that the two of you standing there look like the pair of the candles, the two candles that we light on Shabbat, that even in marriage you still have your individuality. You stand together just like the Shabbat candles, but apart, because two candles have to stand near each other so that they'll be recognized as a pair. But we do not put them so close that the heat from one melts the other. So it is in marriage, that you cannot stand so close that you will burn out the other. You have to leave room for each other, continuing to shine as an individual, growing and changing according to each of your own personality. But remember that you do not lose any of your individual radiance by giving light and love to your spouse. So, my prayer. May Adonai, may God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, bless you, Chris and Jason, who are to be joined in marriage on Sunday. May all of us be proud, and may you be privileged to fashion a home harboring love and harmony, peace, and companionship, as we say, Amen. And we get to participate with the words of
Simen tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov v'simen tov, simen tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov v'simen tov, simen tov u'mazel tov, mazel tov v'simen tov. Yehei lanu, yehei lanu, yehei lanu, u'lechol Yisrael. Yehei lanu, yehei lanu, u'lechol Yisrael.
Awesome. So we include in our prayers, we're thinking about those with Torah out. We think about those who are feeling broken this Shabbat, who could use that extra prayer of healing, of wholeness, whether it is a physical brokenness, mental, emotional, spiritual brokenness, that could use that prayer of wholeness and healing. We invite you here or those at home to recite a name out loud if you wish, or as I look around the room, to recite a name in your heart, and we will include them in our Misha Berach, our prayer of wholeness and healing. On page 253, we'll find the words to our Misha Berach as we include the names and we offer this prayer.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Ishebeirach imotenu מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with רפואה שלמה. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So before I put the Torah away, I need Ethan. I need you to come up here and help verify something for me. Come on. It took me a while to find it, and wait a minute, and I just lost it. There. I want you to prove. Because everyone can't see this. I want you to vouch, because I'm going to talk about this in my remarks in a minute. What do you see above this word right here? What do you see?
Vowels?
No, those aren't vowels. There are no vowels in the Torah. That's the point. There's no vowels. So wait. So what are those? They're like on a very basic level. They are called dots. Do you see all these dots? Notice there are no vowels in the Torah, but right there, this word, I don't know if you can't see it from where you are, but I'm going to talk about it in a moment because it's a rare sighting that we would see all of these. Have you seen it? No? Did anybody else want to see this? You can come up and see it if you want. There's right here. Look, the Torah we have no idea why. There's these random word that has lots of dots about it, right above it, right there. We're going to talk about it in a minute. It's not connected to anything. Every Torah gets recorded, and maybe somebody like dropped some ink and in one copy, and then it got recorded, maybe, and so suddenly it was like, oh, there has to be dots right there, maybe. Or there's a deeper meaning, because that's the whole point, right? Maybe they're vowels, but there are no vowels. So what are they? And I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but I wanted you all to see it. So thank you for vouching that I'm not crazy. Am I crazy? I'm not crazy. All right. Well, you know what? Since you're up, you're doing so well. Come on. Let's help me put the Torah away. Come on. You're doing great. Let's lift that side. Everyone, please rise. You're doing great. I love it. Come on.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש ימינו כקדם.
Be seated. Thank you very much. So in the 1930s, a Nazi confronted a Jew and said, "You Jews are the cause of all the world's problems." And the Jew says, yes, you're right, and the bicycle riders. The bicycle riders, said the Nazi. Why the bicycle riders? And the Jew said, why the Jews? There's so much talk these days about the anti-Semitism going on. Is it logical? Of course not. A generation ago, it was Jews get out of Europe, go back to Palestine. Today, it's Jews get out of Palestine, go back to Europe. Less than 80 years after the Holocaust, anti-Semitism has become what appears to be almost acceptable around the world. Is there really a reason for anti-Semitism? Rabbi Menachem Ziemba, who was one of the leading rabbis in the pre-war Poland, he died in the Warsaw Ghetto, where he refused to abandon his flock. But some of his writings survived. I want to share with you one of the teachings of Torah that he gave, because it goes to the very core of the question of anti-Semitism and whether there is, in fact, any reason for it at all. So in this Torah portion that Caden's going to talk more about tomorrow, but in this Torah portion, we have this dramatic tale of two long-lost brothers, Jacob and Esau, who are about to meet after 20 years of separation. Esau, who is still gunning for his twin brother, who he claims stole his birthright and his father's blessings. He's got murder on the mind. So Jacob prepares with the three-pronged approach. One, diplomacy. He sends Esau a huge gift to pacify him. Number two, he approaches with military strategy by preparing to battle if diplomacy fails. And three, he prays. And in the end, Esau sees that his brother's generous gifts, which the Torah records, and he sees his family. He is apparently seemed mollified and ready to make peace. And the Torah records, specifically in the sentence that we just pointed to, that you visually got to see, it says that instead of killing him, he embraced him. He had an emotional reunion. As they ran towards each other, the brothers, they embraced, and it says that he fell on Jacob's neck, and he kissed him, and they wept. Now, in the Torah scroll, what I just pointed out to you, the dots are written above the words, and he kissed him. That's the word that has the dots. So we're left without an explanation. It didn't come with the footnotes. There's nothing. So we're left to fill in the blanks ourselves. But clearly with these dots, if we dismiss the idea that it was ink blots that happened to just correctly fall in a perfect line right above the word, it leaves us to indicate that all is not as it appears. It's like an asterisk in that column that on this word I want to draw attention, a footnote that is somehow required for us to qualify, to somehow check in on the literal translation needs some explanation. It needs a little more. So who are we left to ask? We ask the most famous, the when you want to know what does this word mean, you go to Rashi. He lived in the 12th century, and he was the most famous Torah commentator, and he says, this is interesting, he says, he didn't really kiss him with his whole heart. That's what Rashi says. In other words, it was like a photo op. It was like politicians running for elections and kissing babies, looking at the camera. Interesting, insightful words, even from the 12th century. Another rabbi says that this word established a halakha, he said, literally a law that Esau didn't kiss Jacob, but that he actually hated Jacob. But at the moment he was moved to mercy, and he did in fact embrace him with a full heart. But let's look just a second. Why does this rabbi use the word, it's a law, that Esau hates Jacob? A halakha is a rule or a principle. But a law? Surely it seems out of place. And that's where we get back to our Rabbi Ziemba, who's the scholar, the martyr from Warsaw Ghetto, and he wrote the following. People don't always agree with, and they don't always agree with, or they don't always understand Jewish laws. Do you understand and agree with every legal judgment handed down by the courts? Of course not. But a law is a law, and it's a fact of life. There's simply nothing that we can do about it. Likewise, says the rabbi, is that the halakha of Esau hating Jacob. In other words, he's trying to make the connection that anti-Semitism, because Esau represents a non-Jewish lineage, that anti-Semitism is a law. It's a fact of life. It just is. We don't understand it. It makes no sense. Jews are nice people. We do so much for society. We're constantly contributing to the world. And still, we get the messages that people don't like us, and it hurts. And just to show how illogical it is, the rabbi went on to say from his own personal experience, remember where he is, that in Poland they hate the Jews because they are poor. They're the scum of the earth. In Germany they hate the Jews because they're rich and they're taking our money. In Russia they hate the Jews because they were the bourgeois capitalists. And in America they hated the Jews because they were the communists. In other words, we can't win. And so it is in our times that the anti-Semites say there was no Holocaust. We're hearing again. And the very same people that say Hitler didn't finish the job. He didn't kill enough. Is it rational? No. Is it logical? No. Does it make any sense? Nope. Because anti-Semitism is a fact of life like a halakha. We don't get it, and it is what it is. And because there is no logical reason, there is no logical solution. I'm sorry to say that despite, I think, what ADL does, or the Simon Wiesenthal Center does, or what the State Department's envoy on anti-Semitism does, anti-Semitism is not going to go away. And I don't wish for us to become disillusioned. I don't want us to become depressed when we see and accept that anti-Semitism is here and it's growing. Because while there may not be a logical reason for anti-Semitism, there certainly is a response. And what should that response be? To continue to live as proud, practicing Jews, doing Jewish, on a mission to bring positive change to the world. To be confident, to be informed and knowledgeable, to live Jewishly, to raise Jewish children and grandchildren. And as the late Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks said, non-Jews respect Jews who respect Judaism. So instead of the talk about anti-Semitism, let's start talking about pro-Semitism. Let's be pro-Jewish and proactively Jewish. Let's do Jewish every day. Let's, if we didn't do as much yesterday, let's try a little more tomorrow. If we need further motivation, then if it must, let the anti-Semitism be your motivation. Because despite the anti-Semites, we're doing Jewish. And that is the positive. And that is our pride. That is our act of defiance. That is our act of Jewish continuity. And that will lead nothing less than to Jewish eternity. As we say, Amen. Can you hear it soon? All right. So this weekend, we are continuing tomorrow morning at 10. Oh, we actually have Torah study. We're going to study a little Torah at 9 o'clock. If you wish to join us online, there's a link in your temple email. We do it online to make it convenient, so you can come in your pajamas, and we'll study Torah together. 10:30, we will join in prayer for our Saturday morning Shabbat services, where Caden will be called to the Torah and continue on what he started chanting so beautifully tonight, and then he'll teach us a little Torah. And then on Sunday, we'll finish up the last Sunday school of the secular year. We'll celebrate some Hanukkah, and that means that really we're entering into the Hanukkah season around here, because Friday, we have Sunday, our Hanukkah, and then next Friday is going to be huge. We have our live band will be back together for our Cafe Kol Ami, which will have our dinner outside with our heaters. I'm sure there'll be heaters. And we'll celebrate our kindergarten consecration as part of that service. And then in the following Friday, which is actually during Hanukkah, is our 60-plus those. We actually invite everyone to bring their Chanukiah, their menorah, to services. Actually, I think we're doing the lighting right before services. Yes. I think we'll be safe. We'll do it outside. We'll light our Chanukiahs together. We'll bring, just as the world, literally as we are entering into the darkest time of the year, we will come together and bring much light to the world. So much happening over the next few weeks, so we look forward to celebrating. And then next Saturday night.
Next Saturday night, there's a concert, a cantor's concert. I think there's details outside, and if not, you could just come and ask me. It will be fantastic. Show and sing along.
Show and sing along. We have a variety of folks here tonight. We have people who are here for the first time. We have people who are celebrating different simchas that are here joining their family. We welcome all of you who are here. In a moment, we're going to wrap up our service, then we're going to move to the social hall. You're all invited. First round of cookies are on me. I'm buying, so I'm feeling good about it tonight. So grab a cookie on your way out. All right, fine. Our final act is, we don't have many. Oh, we have a couple. We have a few. We have, I see 5, 6. All of those who have not yet become a bar mitzvah, to all young people in the room to come and open the ark. Some, it may be their last time to be called up to open the ark. Some, they still got a while to go. So all of our little people, all of our young people, please come up here and open the ark doors for us. Page 282. And the rest of us will please rise. All right, Balake.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We remain standing as we turn in our prayer books to page 294 as we think about loved ones we may have lost in recent days, or loved ones, friends, loved ones that we may have lost at this season in years past, who may be observing a yard site and have come to say their name aloud in the sanctuary, or for those who are at home, I invite you to say a name out loud, because when we say their name out loud, it is even for the briefest moment, we make them present in our hearts and our minds and with us. So as I look around, if you wish to share a name, please do so. Take all their names and all the memories, those we've said aloud and those in our hearts, as we recite the Kaddish Atom. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divrach Cheotev Lamich Malchutei B'chayechon Uv'yomechon Uv'chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uv'izman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Le'olam Almei Almaya Yit Barach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shemei Kudesha B'rechu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da'amiran Be'alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromav Huya Aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Zichornam Levracha, may their names, the memories continue to be for a blessing as we say Amen. I'd like to invite up the proud Papa to Caden's dad to make Kiddush with us. Are you Kiddushing yourself, or you want the cantor to?
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה וראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים.
Take a sip. It's a good year. And then we'll invite your wife and Caden back up here to join us as we make motzi, as the challah represents feeling grateful for all that we have, the bounty of being able to celebrate beautiful weekend, wonderful weather, simcha of bar mitzvah, of a wedding, of community, of family. We have so much to be grateful for, and we direct that gratitude to God through the words of motzi.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ בתיאבון. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו